Testing, testing. Okay, everybody, welcome to episode 208 of Keeping It Real. I'm your host, like usual, Jackkadis. We've got Griffin here in the background, also like usual, but today I have before me 3 segments. So at least today, we're going to split this show, Keeping It Real, up into 3 segments. The first segment is going to be Real Talk. It's going to be a personal update, talking about my return to college, maybe a little bit of an emotional check-in. The second segment is going to be topical commentary. Now, that would be the name of the segment if we were describing it in the sense of every episode. This segment would be topical. But today in particular, we're going to be talking about Israel and Palestine. I'm going to weigh in, give my thoughts on the ongoing conflict overseas, how America is weighing in, how it's affecting the world, and overall just what I think. And then we're going to finish off this episode with a bit of advice, some philosophy from me. It's just going to be kind of a spot where I can give my presence and let my voice shine. Maybe some jokes we'll throw in there. But really overall just a time for me to be thoughtful. So these segments are going to be around 20 minutes each. And I'm a bit late to start the timer for the first one, but that's okay. So where am I? What am I doing? And how am I doing? It feels weird to really think about and talk about. I think I'm scared to be real honest with the camera because I'm constantly trying to make this show better and better and better and better. And a big part of how I perceive this show is like moving forward. And I don't know. There was a time when every episode I pushed for an hour straight to like confess things and say things that like I wouldn't even say to people, but for some reason I'm saying to the camera for everyone to hear, not just those people. And to be honest, I don't hate that version of this show. I think actually it was kind of fun, it was kind of exciting, and it was kind of awesome. And I'm stoked that I've got this 20-minute segment here in episode 208. By the way, episode numbers are really flying by. The more that happen, the faster I swear we just did episode 200. And then before we were just doing double daily episodes to prepare for a trip. And now it's like, what is even going on?
Yeah.
But, there's Griffin. That's the first time you've heard his voice all episode. So Griffin,
Hi.
Griffin, like I have unlimited access to his Discord, he has like unlimited access to just weigh in, speak, talk whenever he wants throughout the entire episode or whenever he's here. You know, he's busy doing stuff, but sometimes like my mom, for example, she'll tell me all the times that she's listening to the episode, and there will be times when I'm saying something, doing something, and she'll respond out loud, even though I can't hear her, you can't hear her, no one can hear her, but it's like that Griffin has the power to do so. Maybe we'll invite my mom to the Discord sometime. Anyway,
Yes.
Yeah. I'm thinking that I should. I mean, the obvious thing for me to talk about is college, but I feel like I've thought about it and talked about it so much that there's no more. And I'm gonna make my YouTube video about it today. I think. I don't know. I might not. What I really want to talk about is. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I think I'm doing good. I think I'm doing good. I've been thinking a lot recently about. I feel like it's really. This is really hard, to be honest with you. I am bouncing through things in my mind that I want to say, but.
Spit it out!
Yeah, why not? So there's this chick that I asked on a date forever ago. I'm going to run through. There's lots of girls. Maybe I'm just saying that, though. There's not that many girls. There's I bounce through them, though. That's the thing. In my mind, I go from girl to 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 girl. And that's honestly probably the best reason not to actually take action with any of them, because if I did really truly care about one of them, then I wouldn't have all of them bouncing around constantly in my head, you know? I think that it's really easy. I don't know, man. I really think that, like, I'm having a hard time figuring out. No, I don't think I'm having a hard. I actually think I'm in a really good spot. In terms of, it's difficult. It's difficult because you have. It's difficult. It's just difficult. I don't think I'm in a good. I don't know what kind of spot I'm in, and I think it's just difficult, and it's okay to say that it's difficult. Maybe I can even be like proud to say that it's difficult. How do Maybe I should talk about college. Another thing that I'll think of from time to time is maybe that these girls, I've not done all that I can do to make it as easy as it could be for them to want to, I don't know, like me. I think that you have to choose to like somebody. I don't think, and this is part of a segment called Real Talk. So everything I say is incredibly revealing to how I feel. This is not like, I'm not, I'm not commentating on any outside happenings. Like, this is just true inside my mind. And like I said, I bounce around all the time, and I think bouncing around is exhausting, and I feel exhausted by it. Now, lately, I went on like a caffeine, how do I say, a caffeine
cleanse.
No, I'm currently on the cleanse. I'm on a caffeine
Withdrawal.
No, I'm currently on the withdrawal. I went on a caffeine a binge, I think, bender, a caffeine bender. And it's incredibly scary because the caffeine awoke something inside of me that was like, go, 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 go. And you can see it in the stuff that I put out and the work that I put in. I probably tripled or doubled my work time for the videos. That's just because, I think that the caffeine happened to be the straw that broke the camel's back, because I think deep within there's like always a little voice inside of me that wants to put more and more into this. But this social media stuff, I founded it and I started it on the principle that I would take it as slow as I possibly could, and with the emphasis of truly enjoying the journey. And I think that doing that and having this and remembering has really, it's bled into other areas of my life. And I think that I'm able to take a step back and not be so like manic when it comes to like anything and everything, because I breathe and I realize that it's just a part of the, but this is, I feel like a cop out for me a lot, when I'm like trying to get myself to be real, I guess, to give real talk, to tell you about my personal life, and my emotions, is to edge into like advice and my philosophy. Because when I start to give advice and I start to talk about my philosophy, it's really easy to just like forget about who I really am and speak externally and think about who everyone listening might be. And I love people. And people listen. And look, I'm doing it right now. So, let's just force myself to talk about this chick. I don't mean to say chick. She's a girl. I don't know anything about her. I don't know what episode it was that I called her and asked her on a date, but she said yes. And then she texted me and said no. And that's happened to me before. And it sucks. And I recently saw her again for whatever reason. I don't know why. And I have these thoughts that it's scary to let out because it can be very true that I can be, manipulated off of them. Like when I'm very honest and I say what I'm about to say, it opens the door for like the world to, I guess, use me. I think, but I also believe that there is no progress without true vulnerability. And I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and what I want to say is I feel like I feel like I wouldn't have seen her if she didn't want me to see her. But but after saying that, honestly, it sounds so ridiculous. I think if she wanted me to see her, then she'd text me or something, if that makes, But there is levels to that. It's not just a 1 or a 2. Like, choose 1 or choose 2. Like every girl is not presented a yes or no button when it comes to are you forever in love with jackkadis? Yes or no? It's a gradient and it changes from moment to moment. And there's reasons for why I want to go back to college. It's embarrassing to say that I don't feel like I'm worth enough, but I think that a degree might make me more valuable. And it's embarrassing because I thought that I thought that I could like make something happen. And I did. I'm not going to say I didn't make anything happen. I mean, I made a lot happen. I got older at the end of the day. Like, it's not that deep. I got older, and getting older is a victory. But yeah. And then there's a younger girl that piggybacking off of the yes or no thing, it seems like she really likes me. And I know when I was younger, that kind of thing would happen, and there would be signs where I would think a girl would really like me. And when that would happen, I guess it would depend on the girl and the situation. But here's this situation, me now and this girl, and I'm not doing anything. And that not doing anything is in itself an action that I've chosen to do. And I don't know, I feel like I'm pretty happy with my choices and all of this. And all girls in general, anything related to girls, romance, crushes, and all that stuff. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with my handlings. I have like thoughts and I have, all this stuff. But lately, I think it feels like I'm settling in a bit to a big change I made in that department. And that was quitting porn. And I don't masturbate anymore. It wasn't that big of a change. Like, I think something that quitting weed taught me was that things usually seem way bigger in the approach and way more insignificant in the rearview mirror. So I want to stay on segment. I want to stay on segment and lock in because I'm trying to force myself right now to be really honest with you, to be for real with you. There's one girl that I've actually I'm blocked on social media. 2 girls I didn't get a text back from for Keeping It Real. Guests that I had on Keeping It Real. And yeah, I had a crush on both of them. I'm laughing it off, but it's like I don't know. It's really like it's embarrassing. It's not embarrassing. Like, I don't blame them for maybe I wouldn't have texted me back either. I don't know. I'm trying to say things. I'm trying to say things that are in segment, on on whatever on.
I'm so happy you're doing this.
Griffin likes it, so we're lit.
Because I think in a few months, 1 month, 2 months, this segment is going to be like astronomically different.
Oh yeah. I was just thinking about that. I think tomorrow it could probably be a lot different than today. But I think it's
like just compared to like oh, you know, like they don't want to be on like keeping it real. Like I think the people you will have, like the people that will be like wanting to come on this podcast in the future, like inevitably, it will be insane. Like to think that like one day, like you know, you can't even get like this random person in, and then like the next day you're gonna be having like fucking huge people on. I know it, dude. I know it, and you know it too. You're just not saying it out loud.
Okay. Thanks, Griffin. That was really nice. Griffin's.
I know it. You know. Come on. Like I mean, but I keep going. It's just cool.
What was I saying? I think. It's just been a while. It's been a long time since this used to be every episode, and then. It wasn't all at once that I cut it off, but it faded away where these things, they always cross my mind. That's just the truth. At least, I mean, you know, I don't know what, I'm not saying that they always will or whatever, but I can't speak honestly. I don't think I'm well versed in my own mind to say whether or not the frequency has changed at all, in which they do. But it's just there's just been so much going on with my trip around the country, and now my screen gets recorded and I have Griffin. And honestly, weirdly enough, because of Griffin, I think that there have been more in-person guests than there were before Griffin, which, I mean, it just kind of like makes sense if you think about kind of how things go. Like, I read a page of my book every day with the intention to eventually say to people, yeah, I read for a good portion of my day every day. Like that's just, you know, to my friend Sam was reading a book called Atomic Habits, and that's just, it's like a science. You know, if you want to be someone that runs a marathon every single day, your best bet is to start going for a walk around your block every day. Like that's your best bet. Like, you know, because it just makes sense. So wait, what was I saying? I gotta stick with it and I gotta be real here. I got 3 minutes left to put it all on the table before we talk about Israel and Palestine. I think that it's important for the show. I think it's very important for this show. At least the solo episodes, which I have no intention of making this not a daily thing, and God knows how long it's going to be until I legitimately have not only the demand for like not only am I going to need people like signing up to fill each day, which that's one thing. I'm also at that point when there is going to be like someone different every single day. The only way that's going to like be able to work at all is if I'm also able to somehow have like someone to help me with that. I don't, at least now, I don't think I'm capable of managing that. Like there's going to have to be like a lot's going to have to change before that comes. So because that I really want to keep this daily, I just think these segments are a good idea because it's you know, when it's just me, I don't know why I'm talking about what I think a good idea is. I'm supposed to leave stuff on the table right now. Griffin kind of sidetracked me, not gonna lie. He said all those nice things to me, and now I'm like, it's hard to get back to the flow of like acting like I'm in therapy. Another, I think we'll leave it at this because this is a big one, and it's like a buzzer beater basically. The clock's ticking down, and I'm going to stop myself in 1 minute and 30 seconds. So another thing is, I really, really want to be better friends with my dad, and I don't know if I think wanting. wanting to be better friends with anyone has always been really hard for me. The first time I really had a desire to be someone's friend was in, I think, 6th grade. And that was with just someone I thought was super cool. And it was like honestly a group of people. Like I thought all of his friends were super cool. And something about it, something about it, you know, something about people, I think they have like the ability to really make me lose my grip on, I don't know, living my own life, which kind of, in this context for me to say, I feel like it's like sounds selfish, but maybe that's part of the issue. But we'll probably talk about it more tomorrow. So if you're interested in what I just said, I will make a note of where I left off, and we'll come back to it. Because in 10 seconds, this segment's over. Wanting to be better friends with Dad. I'll make that bold. Okay. Buckle your seatbelts, because this is the start of the second segment in this episode. I hear Griffin giggling in the background. I don't know why he would.
By the way.
I don't know why he would think. What is that? Oh, nice. I don't know why he would think this is funny at all. I don't know why he would think this is funny.
Oh, it's not. Good.
I don't know why. Also, I don't know. All of you watching, I just want to be completely. How do I say this? I want to make a statement. If everyone can grab their pens and their paper. I know what I'm talking about. And when it comes to I don't even understand. A conflict between two nations. If any of you are thinking just for a second, what does Jack know? I'm about to show you I know a whole lot. And I just want to say this before we start. If either head of state, whether it be Israel or Palestine, wants to reach out to me, would like to bounce some ideas off, use my wisdom, then please send me an email. That's jacklkadis@gmail.com, jacklkadis@gmail.com, jacklkadis@gmail.com. Done it before, I'll do it again. I'm happy to help you with your nation's conflict. Now, to stray away from belittling what is actually a true tragedy, people are dying and bombs are being dropped, I will begin my thought process on the matter. This has been going on for years. Some would say decades, and some would say centuries. I think the correct answer would actually be centuries. This is a long-rooted, to use a Gen Alpha piece of slang, an American Gen Alpha piece of slang to describe a century-long conflict involving money and religion. I'll say this is beef. They're beefing. They're beefing. And when I encounter beef, I'm quick to point out that it is, no matter the scale, there's always constants. You know, whether it's you and your homie, or your school's soccer team and the other school's soccer team, or in this case, Israel and Palestine. There is things that kind of transcend situation. And I think to begin to understand and for me to begin to talk about this conflict, I just want to point that out. And I want to start by, I guess, brainstorming what a couple of these similarities could be. I think the first, I'm hesitant to say first because I don't want to insinuate that I'm going to start a list here. I may very well break apart from this beef transcending scale branch, in the next couple of sentences. But one of the things that you might find in common with maybe your feud with your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend and Israel and Palestine is ego. And it's a very human thing to have an ego. I'm lucky enough to have access to GPT-4o. And I'm not actually sure if maybe it's all changing so fast. Especially, I mean, that's a whole different thing we could talk about. And I'm actually going to write that in for tomorrow's. Tomorrow, for this segment, we'll talk about ChatGPT in the Army. They just signed a $200 million deal with the military, which silently, very silently, very silently, may I add, broke their promise to the world to never make a deal with the military.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Not only made a deal with the military, but a $200 million one. So when you have people, right? As uncomfortable as it is for me to say, I have to say that we are just, I don't want to say just, as intelligent and advanced and conscious as we are also filled with lust, anger, ego, and drive to exist. You don't realize that at the base of it all, if you strip away all of the things, everything, if you strip away your family, your friends, your location, your home, your food, your water, if you take all of it away, all those things that are part of what you call your routine, there's still an underlying desire to be alive. And that's something that came from our parents, which came from their parents, which came from their parents. And if you keep going back and back and back and back, we start to not even resemble us anymore. We lose what we call consciousness, whatever that really is. We eventually lose our arms. We eventually lose our legs. We eventually lose all the hair on our bodies. We lose everything, our mouths, our eyes, and we turn into small little cells that just made more of themselves. So we're at this weird crossroads, I think, as a species, or maybe just as a mind. If you think of you and you look in the mirror and you're able to look in the mirror and see you, and it's like you can have all these thoughts and you can steer the way your day goes, and you really can move your fingers when you want to. It's actually amazing, and you can articulate that and tell a friend that, hey, I wanted to move my right thumb like this, and then I did it. And then your friend can say, oh, I actually could do that too. And then your friend can say, oh, have you tried moving your left leg? And then you could try moving your left. It's crazy stuff. And we balance this immense power and amazing responsibility of freedom. Freedom. It's a freedom never felt before by any sort of, maybe anything ever in the universe. And I think, I don't know, where we come from, but I'm starting to kind of challenge what I'm even amounting to. I don't think that this is actually the alley to go down. I don't believe. Let me put it this way. I saw President Trump, a man who I won't say whether I support or don't. And we're certainly not talking about Trump. We're not going to get into the Epstein files. We're not going to get into Republicans and Democrats. This is not about American politics. This is about Israel and Palestine. But as the well-versed of you will immediately recognize, you can't really talk about Israel and Palestine without, would Israel even exist if it weren't for America? That's a different discussion, and one that I will definitely not get into, not just for the sake of avoiding American politics, but also because going back in time and thinking of, if this wouldn't happen, would this have happened, I believe is an immense waste of cognitive processing power. And what you should focus on is, there's only two things that you should ever be thinking about. There's right now and there's tomorrow. Well, sorry, not tomorrow. There's right now and there's the future. Don't ever, you can learn from the past only based on what has truly happened. And be careful in that instance, because you actually have to know what really did happen. An example would be, there was a man put in prison because he ended up killing a woman, And their entire relationship, although they only lived 30 miles... No, sorry. He never killed the woman. She committed suicide. Their entire relationship existed through messages. I think it was iMessage. And it was entirely cataloged, every single message. They never met. They lived 30 miles away, but they never met. Now, that's a scenario where you can look at something that has happened in the past and objectively say, this is all actually what happened. There is no external, there's no like, oh, but we weren't there when he like made this gesture to her and there was no cameras rolling when she said this. No, there was none of that because they never, their entire relationship is logged. So this is where we can start saying, okay, we can learn from this. If you've ever had a history teacher that describes an event and gives characters in history certain he describes them with certain adjectives like this was a very restless guy, or this guy always got what he wanted, or he was always remembered for how funny he was. That's actually a great teaching strategy, and it might help them to remember their material, because giving these people that have been dead for decades traits that we might recognize in a classmate or a friend can very much help us remember their name, remember the things that we might need to remember for a test. But as opposed to in juxtaposition with this text log that we have of these two people's encounter, there is 9/11. And I know the scales are a bit different, but my point stays the same. And my point is, I actually think I've digressed a bit because we're talking about Israel and Palestine. Why did I go down this path? I think I wanted to say that. Because we were talking, I mentioned ego. Oh, right. Mr. Trump had a great quote, a quote that I loved. And he said, what you have here, and I can't do a good Trump impression. What you have here is you have two countries. Two countries, they've been fighting forever. They've been fighting for years, hundreds of years. And you have two countries and two leaders, and they just don't know what the fuck they're doing. And maybe I shouldn't reveal this because it's a bit unprofessional and it strays away from how I'm trying to speak objectively and with facts. But I thought that was badass because presidents don't usually use the word fuck. And I'm all for using words. I think the N-word is, and I have like a deep urge to say it right now. Like I think I may on this episode at the very end, because we're going to be talking about philosophy. I think I might just say the N-word. Because it's honestly, I don't think there should be no words that we can't say as a species. I think we're much too advanced for that, especially with this crazy thing called artificial intelligence and the iPhone and cars, and it's like and planes. Like, you're telling me there's words that I will get in trouble if I say. A, I don't believe you, and B, I think it's my responsibility to advocate for the way I think things should be, right? Future generations, right? I'm going to have kids one day, right? And it's like, what's the point of being alive if we can't get the generations behind us to not only outlive us, but exceed us in quality of life and whatever, going out to the stars, whatever they see as the future. We need them to be able to accomplish. Like they had the Egyptians that built the pyramids, and then we deadass forgot how they built it. You know, somewhere, some way, somehow, somewhere along the line, we weren't able to. We lost a bit to disease and to poor health and all this. But with the internet, man, I mean, we went to the moon and then we couldn't get back. We're still struggling to get back to the moon. Like, this is not just a pyramid issue. This is like, who knows what the next thing we're gonna achieve that the next generation won't even be able to. It's ridiculous. In my opinion, it's ridiculous. I love that Trump said that. They don't know what the fuck they're doing, because I think in some sense it's a bit ironic because, and I say this with a reminder that this is not the episode where I tell you if I'm for or against Trump, because frankly, I don't even know. It's ironic. Trump doesn't know what he's doing either. I don't know what I'm doing, okay? And none of us know what we're doing, if you really want to get into that discussion. We have, places and things and tasks, and we work together quite nicely, I'll add. It's pretty amazing. I have this big truck that's specialty built to lift up this giant metal bin, and it's scheduled. It comes every Tuesday, and because of that truck, the garbage at my building doesn't overflow, and it doesn't smell bad. And there's even a guy that comes and pressure washes around the garbage area every month or so that, raccoons don't claim it as their home and make it so I actually am scared to throw in my garbage. We work. It's amazing how much we're able to accomplish by not knowing what we're doing. But there's also the times where it becomes abundantly clear that we don't know what we're doing. I pray. You see this stuff, and it does well with the algorithm on social media about how World War III might be coming, or maybe you have friends that are very quick to tell you about all the news that's going on overseas, every little bomb that's dropped, every little stint between leaders. And I do my best to pay attention and really assess, based on what I've seen in my experience in my life, how big of a deal these things are. And I can tell you, I've decided that as Americans, we're in no danger. That's the way it should be. I don't pray. I'm not religious, but that's the way it should continue to be, because there's just too much going on, and there's just too many people working together for anyone to die intentionally because anyone killed someone else. You have bombs being dropped right now that are killing people. Now, there is a discussion on, and what I've just said to you might, begin some sort of thought process in you, because what I just said, all things said and done, has a very undying audience. And if you just take that snippet of my voice saying there are bombs being dropped and people are dying, that would do, if we want to measure this in some sort of way, that has a lot of potential to interest a lot of people. And that's an interesting phenomenon, right? Because we live in a day and age where people's interest has become highly monetized. And due to a variety of extremely complex factors, all coexisting and combining, somehow people are dying. And people die all the time. And I don't want to say that I think people dying isn't important, but I would have to, and I'm interested in the exact numbers, because there's a lot of people alive and a lot of people die every day. And there are a lot of things going on. So you just have to be careful when you observe these kinds of things. And you have to really think about what it means to you to weigh in on a subject, what your word means to you, how you speak about something. We have 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. How do I want to finalize? Because you might think to yourself, well, Jack, you haven't really said much about Israel and Palestine. I would argue that I've said 18 minutes and 45 seconds worth, 17 minutes and 45 seconds worth of stuff about Israel and Palestine. But if you disagree with that, then we might just have to disagree. I would love to include some sort of segment where you call in. If you're interested in calling in, we can definitely do that. I know I've had people that say, I want to be on Keeping It Real, but I don't want people to see my face. Well, we can arrange that. I've had a guest come on that does not show his face. But if you're interested in what I think about Israel and Palestine, this is the segment where I've just said 20 minutes worth of what I've just said. This is what I think. it's difficult to it's difficult to I think you have two countries and you have just so much money and honestly, I think, all right, well, here's my cliffhanger. I'm going to leave it on. So you have American money flooding in. In America, there's an immense amount of money and debt, but the money is split to a ratio, I guess, amongst the people that are in charge. And then you have so much money coming in to this conflict to a different ratio. And I think this different ratio, whereas there is more money and less people, highlights human error and ego in ways that result in such things as death that spark conversation in people like me. And I look at this and I say, that's interesting that this is happening. And tomorrow, maybe we'll talk more about it, but we'll probably talk about ChatGPT in the Army. So let's finish this episode off. This episode is definitely one for the books. This episode, we're going to finish off with some advice. We're talking about philosophy. This is where my presence and my voice is going to shine. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. I think it's...
help?
Yeah, what do you think?
About what?
What would advice be that you would give?
Oh, we're giving advice?
Yeah.
I think doing things would be my advice. But you said that in your one episode. You remember? I really like that. The one where you cut it up. You said my one advice would just to be doing things.
Yeah. That's where I was going. Yeah, definitely.
Because you just don't know the outcome of doing things. You know the outcome of not doing something, but you don't know the outcome of doing this thing that you think is like completely useless and is silly and it isn't going to lead anywhere. You just don't know the outcome or like what can come of that or what opportunities can come from actually just doing something that you don't know. You don't know the plan. But you're doing it.
Yeah. But also, you know what? I bit my tongue when Pete was here yesterday and we both tried to convince him to just post right now. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, I thought about what Pete might be thinking about, and then I thought to myself, actually, you don't know what's going to come of not doing anything either. Like, you could find the same... I guess you could say, like, not doing something is doing something.
Yeah, but, like, I mean, you're taught, like, you're, like, listening to your inner, like, listening to that inner voice of, like, he is clearly... like, oh, this is this thing we've been wanting to do, we've been talking about, we just can't stop talking about. He mentioned it. It was like one of the very first things he's mentioned. He obviously thinks about it a lot, you know? So, and if you're not acting on it, if you're not acting on those thoughts, then I think that's where you go wrong. Not doing something, you know, when you're just like, oh, but like, you know, when you like are given thoughts, like like doing this podcast, doing the live stream, you're given these thoughts and then you do them. That's where the good things come from. Like, this is a thought you had, you do it, and then, you know, you're like sitting here like, what else should I be doing? You're like, I should be doing exactly this. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's put very well.
Well, you could try and say it a different way. I feel like I understood what you said.
Kind of. Maybe I just said it in a really, like, I just said it really energetically. I don't know. It seemed like you had something to say.
Oh, I could. No, I should have been listening better. I was kind of zoning off, but I wasn't even thinking of anything, to be honest with you. I just spoke for 40 minutes straight, and
You didn't even talk about Israel and Palestine.
I did too, but I definitely did, I think.
Well, no, dude, you did not mention I thought you were gonna like roll into something, but you just never got into like anything juicy.
Oh, anything juicy.
Yeah, you never got into anything juicy to where it's just like, like I thought you were gonna say something like crazy, but you just like pretty much got to like where like how it's crazy how I mean no, what you said was interesting, and I'm not saying anything. Like it was interesting. I guess it was about Israel and Palestine. It just wasn't in the normal sense of like where a white girl would have a problem with you, you know.
Oh, I see.
That's where I thought it was going, but but I mean, I'm not complaining. Like I still enjoyed listening to it.
I wonder what could I have said that would make. What could I have said that would have. I wonder what I could have said that would classify as something that would I get flagged by like a white girl. I get what you're saying because I see people's Instagram stories.
Yeah, they're really freaking amped up about this stuff.
So what would I say though? Like what could I say?
Then just take a side. Either side works. Who's in the wrong? Who's in the right?
Oh, okay. I got you.
You know,
I got you.
Like free, which there really is. They're both wrong. It's just war, man.
Yeah, that's what. I honestly think that is the like. That's what I do believe that we are coming to a place worldwide as more people come online, more people get internet, more people get access to regular food, water, and better living conditions, where it is just a kind of like how universally a wave is seen as a hello. It transcends languages.
Yeah.
I think war will universally be accepted as bad.
Yeah, war is bad. It's like, I mean, yeah, war is terrible. I mean, like, it just depends, honestly, but like, there are some people that would have a problem with what we're saying, like people that are like, but Israel's doing a genocide, and then there's other people that are like, Palestine is like doing this, like they're shooting rockets, like how are they gonna defend themselves? You see both sides, and you're just like, holy shit, like if I was either country, what the fuck would I do? It's like either thing you do, either choice you decide is wrong.
Yeah, and that's true. That's also like it's like ridiculous. It's ridiculously intelligent to even say if I were either side. Like you can't be a country. Like these people, I mean, these countries aren't people. They're like a collection of a lot of people. And I would argue not enough people clearly are like there should be more people in both of these. I think if there was as many, like I said near the end of how I was speaking about it, if there was more people in both of these countries, like this kind of thing wouldn't happen. Like if there was more people, like I just think like.
Is that where you're getting at with the numbers?
Yeah, I just think like the more voices there are, the more likely you are to come to. I mean, you can look at it this way. The population of the world has just gone up, and the death by war and wars in general has gone down. So this directly supports my belief of eventually war will be seen universally as bad. We don't kill people like we used to kill people, and that's a great. It's a I mean, and I'm sure you could find somebody to argue that that's a bad thing.
Well, that used to be how we like impact. That was the enforcement. That was how it used to be like our main enforcers. Like, like dude, don't like there's too many like any problem. If there's any problem ever, it was just like all right, I'll just kill you.
Oh yeah.
That was the negotiation. Now it's like, okay, we gotta use our words, or even like, maybe that's not even why. Like, maybe it's just like, okay, if I kill you, then I die too because there's gonna be a freaking missile in my mouth. So,
yeah. Yes. I
see what you're saying now.
I gotta watch Johnny Harris's video on nukes. I wonder what he's got to say. And I also think he might have changed the title. What did you remember the title being?
Everything about nukes. No, nukes. I don't know. I couldn't find it either.
I think he changed the title. I think the first title was a bit of a fear-mongering title.
Nukes. Oh, it was something like nukes are really scary, or like nukes are insane. Like nukes need to calm down or something.
Yeah, he had something about like scary in the title. I swear I remember seeing that video and I was like, this
nukes are
is...
super scary. Yeah. Which honestly, yeah, that is a good title, but you forget how like much influence like these people actually have.
Yeah, I didn't like to read that title, and he changed it, which I was like, interesting. I think he changed it to just like all about nukes.
Yeah, something like that.
That guy's a great YouTube. That guy's great at YouTube.
He is really good.
Fantastic videos.
Really cool.
He has a fantastic sound design. If you watch one of his videos, it's like an opera. It's
like camera work too. I haven't noticed. I'll listen to the sound now. Now I'll pay more attention to the.
Yeah, I mean, the sound. I think it's just one guy, or at least he makes it seem like that. Nowadays, you never really know. Now, like especially that video that I sent you, I can't believe that private equity owns, and of course they do. Of course they do. Anything that has value, they're coming for.
This is the new. Well, this is the new like Netflix and cable and I mean, dude, did you really even watch? I mean, I watched Cartoon Network and all that, but do you think any kids like nowadays even touch like cable television or TV or like?
No, they don't.
Like that doesn't exist. Like it's crazy. So but I mean, dude, I'm curious. Well, now it's probably TikTok and like Instagram, or maybe not even Instagram. Maybe it's just like another thing that I don't even know about. So it's they're going with the flow. But I mean, shit, dude. I don't blame them. Like you need investors because you need to make crazy content, and for crazy content you need money. So who's got the most money? But then I guess that goes in with selling your soul.
Yeah, really.
That's what I think of as like, people like talk about like selling their soul. Like I think they think of it as like, like a actual freaking ritual to the devil or something.
It's
or
not. It's not one moment. It's not. It's
yeah.
And it's honestly like.
You're changing who you are and your values.
In a way, like saying selling your soul is kind of like saying titling the video "The Scary Thing About Nukes." Like, it's kind of a clickbait.
Yeah.
It's kind of a clickbait phrase, selling your soul. No one really has ever sold their soul.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure, but you could get pretty close to that. I'm sure people have sold their human, like, I mean. Words are what they are. I saw that thumbnail and it kind of inspired me to be really on the ball for this episode. Yesterday's episode, 2 days ago's episode, it was titled Death of Consistency 206. It's an episode, and I don't want to get down on myself. It's definitely an episode, but go watch it. You'll see it's very different. It's different in the way that it's just different. I don't really know how to explain it to you.
This episode was different.
206.
Yeah.
So with 11 minutes and 37 seconds left, who's listening? Who's watching? Well, that to me doesn't matter as much as what I am about to say. And I freestyle rap, and I've heard I'm not that good at it. That's neither here or there. But I also freestyle speak. I don't know if anyone realizes this, but Keeping It Real is not scripted. I did start scripting everything else like 2 days ago, and I intend to loosely, I'd say I'm going to try and loosely script again everything else for today. Technically yesterday, I'm behind today. But
I don't know, it is different.
when I freestyle, when I talk, it's different from when I freestyle and I sing and I rap, I guess. I think that I find a certain therapy or relief or a healing nature to doing something that I initially felt like I wasn't really supposed to do, maybe, I guess. I started freestyling in cars in high school when I came back from, I guess it was before, but there was times that really amplified my need to freestyle, and I'll tell you about one of those times. I started freestyling when I was very young. I used to smoke a lot of weed, hang out with a lot of friends, and it was something that I probably saw someone else do and I thought was really cool, and that's all we did when we were young, just do things that we saw other people do, and we thought that those things were cool. We would just do them. You always wanted to be the first one to do something. That's the truth. You always wanted to be the first person to find a song, the first person to smoke a drug. Being first was, and I was the oldest of two brothers, and I really carried that into school and like my experience making friends and all. And freestyling grabs me, and I would try it, and I always would egg on people to do it. And then I went on this trip for 30 days to Outward Bound, and I very much intended on making it a super awesome life experience, and it definitely certainly was. I was alone with 7 people in backcountry Oregon for 30 days. No phone, no people, no internet, no house, no nothing, just food on our backs and trails to walk. And when I came back, it was a really big shock. I jumped right into this Jeep, and we went right to this concert, my first concert ever. And I just smoked and I drank. And at the concert, I went from there being no people to a stadium's worth of people. And it was extremely overwhelming. And when we got back from the concert, and we were in this car, and I had to freestyle. It's like almost like that was the first time that I remember that I was like, I need to freestyle. And I was, they weren't going to the other people in the car, they didn't do it after me. I'm not sure if my freestyle was good or not. But ever since then I started doing it when I was alone. And it's not that different from talking. Because like I said, right, what I'm saying right now, this is all freestyled. It's almost the exact same in the way that I make a freestyle rap. I have the exact same thought. I just add in a little bit of rhyming when I can. Like I speak faster here than I'm even able to rap. And the difference, I guess, is when I freestyle rap, I am consciously doing something that I know other people don't understand the way I do. And that's why I think it's important for me to do it, because I found something, kind of by chance. It's not like the first time I ever freestyled, I did it because I knew that it was eventually going to turn into something important and special for me in this way. But it's become this, and when I think back, I realized that I used to, I always wanted to be first to do everything, but I also was torn, like existentially, between wanting to fit in and wanting to fit out. Like, it was almost like unbearable. Like, every waking moment, there was times, high school, if you're going through high school right now and you're listening to this, keep going, man, because I know that it's like not cool to say high school is hard when you're in it, and I know everyone seems like they got it going on, but just like no one outside of high school has any idea what they're doing, nobody in high school has any idea what they're doing. And freestyling for me, I would seriously recommend it. That's gonna be that's the advice that I give for this segment. Is by whatever means necessary, try to freestyle. I'm gonna because I'm speaking so highly of it right now, I'm gonna bust a rap. We're gonna very quickly bust a rhyme. I'm gonna start off Yeah, we're going to very quickly bust a rhyme. Because it's just like, how could we not? You know what I'm saying? Listen closely, because I'm gonna only do this once, never twice. Maybe a second time for you. Relax, 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 relax on the beat. I'm about to kick it slowly, if you know what I mean. I like to take walks, put my feet in the stream. It's a river that I part, not Moses, but I mean, not religious. I'm clean of the mentality of that shit that you put right back at me. I'm trying to slow it right down for this nice kind of beat, but I gotta stay fast cause I'm quick on my feet. Call me Jack, that's J-A-C-K with the name. Everybody knows that I can never be tame, not lame. I'm the same that I was before. Shout out Outward Bound, but now I'm wearing Dior, going on tour. Thanks for the floor, gentlemen. I got the mic between my hands and I'ma spit into it. Then addends what I speak in. I cannot stop the addendums, boy, you tweaking. I'm like Tyler the Creator on the weekend. I got that flows forever, so I'm dreaming. See my bed behind me, but no sir, I'm never sleeping. I'm diving in the hymen like it was my first weekend out on this damn stage. Looking for the page to flip through, I'm scanning it like a robot laid. You can never say I got sage, but I know I am Tay, that I caught it like that. So I stay with them stays, and I stay with them stays, cause I stay, yes I stay with them stays, yes I stay, cause I am stay. That's 2 minutes just gone like that. Thank you, Fat Cat Beats. Thank you, Fat Cat Beats. Honestly, that beat wasn't very fast. We'll try this one out maybe. I was hoping for like more of a... We'll do this because I'm feeling very fast right now. If you can't catch that. Problem with this is it's gonna throw some whack stuff. My custom beat. I want this one.
So much weird.
I don't know how this happened, but I don't want it.
What?
I got it. Okay, there we go. Let's raise it up. Down tempo. Okay, now. Listen to the way that I spit it. I'm quick on the beat, cause no, I never rent it. They say I can't freestyle, but they never meant it. Did I mention I'm the top in my class? No mention, where's the stitches? I fell straight on my knees. I can't stop for a breath, cause they'll never see me. Bitch, please, give me them threes. Disease, I'm in the hospital with no edge, please. I got to put it on paper, or else I got to ask for it later. No help, I'm switching up the flow, but you already know that I got it like this. Can I get it to go at McDonald's, waiting for the fries in the bag? The problem with this beat is it'll never last. I implore you, just try freestyling. It'll never go your way if you freestyle. Without me, I'm on top. Without me, I'm down. And I can't stop the world that they say it with the sound. So the pounds on the mound, like the pitcher first base, going for the home run. Call me a disgrace. This the end of the show. 1 minute left. Keeping it real, about to rebound the chef. I'm about to cook it up like curry. The three always goes in. This basket is waiting for me with this. Alright, that's it. because that was just going forever.
Hooray!
All right, with 40 seconds left in the episode, just try freestyling. I could push it out and be more vague, like I said, and like Griffin said, I said in that one episode, just do something. But I'm gonna be a little bit more specific today. And my advice, my philosophy even, is freestyle. Freestyle. I implore you, please, freestyle. I beg you, freestyle.
Do it.
Ooh.
Do the roar.
Do the roar? Is that what you just said?
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. I got a quote.
That's a good video. Do the roar.
I have a quote. Can I end it off with a quote?
Yep. Waiting on you.
All right. Our biggest fear is not that we are not good enough, but rather that we have immense potential and power within us that scares us from fully embracing it. Hold on, wait. Wait, there's more. That's not the quote. Fuck the quote.
That was a good quote. I like that. I liked it. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Hold on.
Okay.
No, I'll say it later.
Okay. Peace. Goodbye, everybody. Also, this episode is definitely titled Israel and Palestine, so I hope that I hope you're not mad. Goodbye.
Yeah, get fucked.